You have your first real camera or want to get one and want to explore your love for photography, but you have this camera and don't know where to start. There are so many buttons, so many things to learn. What do you have to know to start getting great pictures quickly? Welcome to Photography 101 with your favorite Australian. Hi, my name is Jerry Gionis. I've been a portrait, fashion, and wedding photographer for over 3 decades. I'm a Nikon ambassador, and I'm one of the most awarded photographers in our industry. We all start somewhere, though. Just like you, when I got my first camera, I was intimidated by how it works, what settings to use, and how to get great pictures quickly. Well, that's why I created this course. I'm going to teach you only what you need to know to set the right foundation so you can start playing with your camera, experience joy, and have a skill set you can build on with the knowledge I'm going to share with you. We'll keep this course concise, curated, digestible for you to start experience success with your camera. After all, if you were to love watching a sport like tennis, for example, wanted to play, you were then handed a tennis racket and were told to have fun. Well, you wouldn't get very far. You would have to learn some basics like how to hold the racket, how to stand, how to hit a forehand, a backhand, a volley, how to serve, etc. Now, if you learned the basics, you would have a lot more fun and be competitive quickly. And with repetition, experience, and practicing correct technique, you would get better quickly. And if you're anything like me, for example, when I played video games, I'd want to start playing a game straight away without reading the instructions. I quickly realized that I could only get so far and it stopped being fun. I then read enough of the instructions or moves that the player could do so I had a chance to win or beat the big boss, so to speak. So think of this course and me showing you only what you need to know to make it fun without teaching you all the nuances of photography, as it would be literally endless and overwhelming. Now, you might be tempted to skip ahead to other chapters in this course, but this course was designed to be digested in the exact order being presented here. So please do yourself a favor and watch and learn from the following chapters consecutively. So let's dive right in and teach you only what you need to know to get started. When it comes to digital cameras, there are 2 types of cameras. There are DSLRs and mirrorless cameras. A DSLR, a digital single lens reflex camera, uses the reflection of multiple mirrors built into the camera, and that allows a photographer to see real life, so to speak, through a camera's optical viewfinder and lens. A mirrorless camera is, well, exactly what the name implies. Well, it doesn't have less mirrors, it actually has no mirror. So, how does a photographer see what the camera will capture? Well, when you look in the back of the camera, it's what we call an EVF, an electronic viewfinder. It's like a mini TV set built into your camera and shows you what the camera is seeing and will capture digitally, like I've got here in the Nikon Z8. There are endless advantages in using mirrorless cameras, like being able to see live exposure, live white balance, and the ability to take more photographs per second. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're going to break it down during this course. So for the purposes of this course, I'm going to focus on how to use a mirrorless camera system. And it's not important whether you shoot with Nikon or Nikon, depending on how you pronounce it, or another camera system, as most function settings and capabilities are pretty much the same in the current crop of cameras in our industry. A full-frame camera with an FX sensor, in Nikon language, is a format that provides higher image quality, color accuracy, and performance in low-light conditions than the DX format. The DX format is lighter, more compact, and more affordable. The size of a full-frame camera is 36 by 24 millimeters, which is a size that was popularized by 35 millimeter film. DX format sensors are a lot smaller, and the quality is not as good as a full-frame camera. We're going to cover an understanding of exposure, including shutter speed, aperture, ISO, and how they relate to each other to obtain a correct exposure. We'll be covering shooting modes. Do we shoot on manual mode or let the camera do all or some of the work? And what does that even mean? I'm going to cover various focus modes, lens options, backgrounds, and a foundation of how to crop and compose an image to tell a story and create incredible impact. I'm going to share the basics of lighting and posing and how they relate to each other. I've been a professional photographer for over 30 years and have been teaching fellow professional photographers since 2000. My tendency would be to teach you everything I know, but that would be intimidating and overwhelming for you and for me. I created this course for beginners and for someone who's never picked up a camera or bought one and doesn't understand it and wants to take this up as a hobby, a side hustle, or even set the foundation to becoming a professional photographer. This is not a course where we will discuss post-production and how to fix images that should have been crafted in camera. This course is to understand the camera, the important settings you need to know, and the foundation of understanding photography in general. I want you to not only understand what you're doing, but creatively satisfied and proud of what you produce. After this course, I am so confident you'll have a skill set you can build on and be able to craft an image from scratch and be inspired to self-help and start taking your passion and love for photography to the next level. Your camera will no longer be a barrier between you, the results you've only dreamed of to create beautiful photographs.